Hey, you know what? I got a little tip for you. Don't put your bananas in the refrigerator. Now... Ugh. Oh, gross. Okay. Ugh. So here's what just happened right now. I coughed, and then a little piece of like hardened mucus came up and hit the back of my tooth. I know, that's disgusting, right? You never wish that on your worst ally or your best opponent. You'd never want something like that to happen to him, because that's gross and that's just absolutely rude that my body would do that to me. So, shame on me, shame on you for thinking that I'm gross, and shame on the world for making that stigma where being a human being is gross. You know, humans are beautiful, vibrant, colorful creatures that come in all shapes and creeds, and I would never, ever wish that somebody would have to go through what I just experienced now. Anyways, the banana thing. Okay, so I bought a bunch of bananas, and that's not to say that I bought a lot of bananas, but bananas in their, what's the word I'm looking for? So, I forget the term, but like when you have a group of something, it's called like, so you got a group of cows, it's called a herd, or a group of whales, it's called a pod, or a group of toads is called an army, and that is true, you can look that up, and a troop of baboons is called a troop. A group of bananas, a bunch of bananas is called a bunch, and that makes sense, because there's a lot of them. So it is, I guess you could say, yes, I did buy a lot of bananas, but I bought a bunch of bananas and I put them in the refrigerator, and you might think that that's like, okay, well, you just want to keep them fresh, right? You want to eat them, but yes, what I realized is that bananas evolved in tropical, warm climates, much like coconuts, basically exactly like coconuts, okay? So, we'll get back to coconuts here in a second. Anyways, bananas, they grew up in warm tropical climates, so they were never used to being cold. They didn't experience winter there until we brought them to the Midwest and the Pacific Northwest, otherwise known as Cascadia. That's where the Cascade Mountains are. It's called Cascadia, if you weren't aware. It's like Washington and Idaho and Oregon and Northern California and all that stuff. So when you bring bananas there and you leave them out and they get all cold and they start to turn brown, you know, I like bananas when they get brown, but when they get cold brown, it's not really the same thing as when they get ripe brown. So just, you know, be cautious with your bananas and be sure that you treat them with love and kindness. Otherwise, they will brown on you, and there's nothing that you can do about that. That's just the way that it is. But honestly, you know what? Like I was saying earlier, and like I will bring up again, just to reiterate my point, is that bananas, I like better brown. When they're green, it's like, what are you doing? You know, I don't want to eat this. This is gross. It's like there's too much, like water or moisture or something trapped in the banana's shell. I think is the proper term for when you take off the outer skin of the banana is its shell, right? That makes the most sense to me as an adult human man who went to high school. So, anyways, I was talking about coconuts, and here's the thing about coconuts. A lot of athletes have taken to that was a mistake on my part. A lot of athletes have taken to drinking coconut water. That's right, coconut water. Now, I don't know. I've drained a coconut before, and it produces a very white, milky substance that they actually do refer to as coconut milk, and I don't exactly know what the water is. Is it just like when you juice grapes or cranberries or dragon fruit or bok choy, it produces a water, and that water kind of tastes like the fruit that it came from? Is it like that? Because if it's like that, then I guess it makes sense, but honestly, coconuts are the very large, hard fruits that have fleshy interiors that not really any animals can eat. So I don't understand how that even happened, because obviously you'll know that a lot of pardon me so much, burps every episode. A lot of fruits are covered in seeds. Like if you look at a strawberry, those aren't sesame seeds like what you'd find on a burger. Those are what are known as fruit-bearing seeds. Maybe ovum or ovary or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. But anyways, my point is that basically fruits have these exterior seeds that they have on purpose so that bugs can come and eat them and then poo them out. I don't think seeds get digested. Maybe they do, I don't know. Maybe it's just birds. The birds get trapped seeds, and the seeds on the wings and the wings on the feet, and then they go and they fly around and they plant the seeds all over the ground. I think that's how it works, if that was a nursery rhyme that I remember from my little baby days that I used to be when I was a little baby boy. Yeah, that's right, I don't know. But anyways, the seeds, that's how they spread, is by animals eating them. So if a coconut doesn't have... First of all, I don't even know where coconut seeds are, so is the coconut itself a seed? I don't know, someone's going to have to PM me that, be like, yes, the coconut itself is a seed, or no, there's tiny seeds inside of it, or no, we genetically modified coconuts to not have seeds in them anymore, because we can do that now. It's 2015, we can genetically modify organisms and make them resistant to horrible cancerous poisons that we use to spray them for bugs, to kill the bugs and get the bugs out the fruit and the corn and whatever else that we have, because that's what we do in the year 2000, the year of the Lord 2015. Now, I'm not going to try to bring politics into my show, because I think that you should be able to think for yourself, look up information for yourself, and make those deductions on your own if you're a smart, handsome boy, a woman, or child, or a Japanese man, or whatever. I don't know what you are. I don't fucking... But if you... pardon me. If you want to make up your own opinion, go and do so. Go to wikipedia.com and type up genetically modified coconuts, and then you'll find exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see it, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I don't want to put that in my body, or I have no problem putting that in my body, or maybe I will puree it, or I'll bake it into a fine powder and then eat that powder intravenously, because we can do that too. Probably it's 2015. We can do anything we want to. Science discovered water on Mars, and now there's life in the solar system, I bet. Actually, there might be, I don't know, if you ever been to Europa, I think Europa is the one that has a huge underwater ocean underneath its crust, which is basically just a very large layer of water, frozen water, and the stretching, pulling motion from Jupiter's gravitational force is like keeping the bottom parts of the water warm enough to be liquid. So maybe life is down there. I don't know. I haven't been down there. I haven't been to Europa. Nobody has. It's a celestial body, as far as I'm concerned, and it's large, I believe, than Mars, and definitely so Mercury. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. It's a thing. I don't know. It's a thing. So yeah. Anyway, what was it? I was talking about coconuts, and I'm talking about space again. I keep talking about space. You know what? I just find space super interesting because there's so much of it, and there's so little of me, and all I want to do is have some fun. And I got a feeling that I'm not the only one, and I want to know all the questions that people are asking, the answers to them, but I never will, and that disappoints me as a man. So what I wind up doing instead is I wind up just getting drunk and talking to video games all day long, which honestly is almost as good, to be honest. If you forget about your problems, then they're not problems anymore, you know what I'm saying? So what you gotta do is now I don't condone if you're underage to be drinking, but if you are drinking anyway, do it responsibly. Do it with your beer hat. Don't bring your beer hat out in the public when you're drinking underage. Don't do that. If you're going to get a bottle of Jones Blue Raspberry Soda and fill it up with UV blue or something like that, then be more secretive about it, because that's the oldest trick in the book. Every mook knows how to do that, and if you're going to do something so obvious that anyone can see you from a mile away, because vodka's got a very strong scent. It's a very powerful alcoholic beverage, and because of that, it's easy to tell when somebody starts acting crazy from drinking soda. You don't get crazy from drinking soda unless you're 4 years old and you're hopped up on Dr. Pepper or Mellow Yellow or whatever else kids drink these days. I don't remember because I don't drink soda. All I drink is I drink orange juice, and I drink milk, and I drink Pabst Blue Ribbon because I'm a man. I'm an adult man who has an adult taste and likes adult beverages. Now, not everybody has that same taste as me, and honestly, if you don't like Pabst Blue Ribbon, I don't blame you. It's not the best beer there is, but the thing is, it's real cheap, and for a cheap beer, it's a lot better than the alternatives. The alternatives, of course, being things like Rolling Rock and what's that other one? Keystone. You can get 30 stones for like $20, which is a hell of a deal. I gotta say, it's a hell of a price for that much booze. But is it really worth it? I don't know. If you want to vomit every time you take a sip, then I don't really see it as being worth it. I think maybe you have to be able to rationalize the sorts of things that you buy with your money if you want to live that sort of extravagant lifestyle. Because you don't need beer. Nobody needs beer. Nobody needs fucking anything besides steak and potatoes and water. That's all you need, and maybe a little bit of Kansas City Masterpiece barbecue sauce. You can get some of that on there too. That's real good stuff, and it's good. I don't know if it's good for you, but it's delicious, so you have to have some of that. And maybe a little bit of sriracha sauce. You can't go wrong with a little bit of spicy chili pepper sauce. And I know not everybody likes the food spicy, but I'm a man who prefers the spice. And the thing I like about, sriracha over like hot sauce or Tabasco sauce, or just putting like straight up jalapeno peppers on my food, like those little jalapeno rings, those little slices of jalapenos that come in big ass jars that you can get and you can eat them with a fork, and it's delicious that way. But if you put those on your food, it adds a different flavor to your food. Now, sriracha sauce is basically just spice without the additional flavors, I think. Some people might disagree, that's what I think. And I'm actually kind of excited to see that they're now doing more, they're doing different foods imbibed with sriracha already out of a package. So what happens then is that you can just buy, sriracha ketchup or sriracha mustard or sriracha mayonnaise or sriracha french fries, or even if you were so inclined to have sriracha UV, if you didn't like the blue raspberry or the wedding cake varieties or whatever other flavors they have, because they've always got crazy ass flavors. The UV, they like to please the customers, so to say, so to speak, so to do, soda pop. And that's what I'm going to end this episode with, soda pop. So thank you for watching. I've been SparkleDart again. Goodbye. Mwah.